Alright guys, hello, I'm Special Agent Shane Painter, Survival Specialist with the Department of Zombie Defense. I am the author of the Urban Survivalist Handbook. I've been a survivalist for about 15 years. I am also co-author of K-12, which is our new fiction novel that features the Department of Zombie Defense in the zombie apocalypse. Today we'll be covering the topic of bugging in or sheltering in place. Right. This is a phrase I want you all to remember. Nothing truer than this. When a zombie apocalypse is upon you, the time for preparation has passed. Sheltering in place or bugging in. What does it mean to shelter in place or bug in? To bug in or shelter in place means to have the means to survive any type of catastrophic event within your home or domicile. Because whenever something happens, you're going to start by bugging in, staying in your home first. You're not going to just probably jam out at the beginning of an event. You're going to want to stay at your house. So how do we successfully shelter in place? You get your home prepared. By doing that, we're going to start with 3 phases. Super easy to remember. Just 3 phases of preparation. Okay? Phase 1 is full evaluation of the exterior of your home. Walk around your home and look at your property and analyze every point of entry into that property and find different ways to secure them. Okay? This can be done quickly and easily. The perimeters, such as fencing, can be used bracing, steel poles, stuff like that, so that any type of horde cannot push your fence over. Or if you don't have, like our cookie cutter homes here in Phoenix, we may not have a fence in front. So whenever you look at that, you usually have a block wall with a gate. Well, that gate has a locking mechanism usually at the top of the gate. That leaves the structural integrity of that gate weakened. Whenever you want to look at that locking mechanism, place another locking mechanism in the middle of the gate. That actually increases the structural integrity of that gate tremendously, which means that a horde can't push through there. Even bad guys can't just reach over and grab your latch. You got to go in from the back, okay? Next, we're going to turn our attention to windows. Windows can be easily broken out, and in any type of event, major disasters, you watch the news, you see people running out to Home Depot trying to grab plywood to cover up their houses and everything like that. Alright, you need to have plywood cut and numbered which window is going to go on, and have it stored flat and out of the weather if possible. Preparation is the key. So whenever you talk about plywood, at the very minimum, you need to have it at least a 1/2 inch thick. Okay, that's going to prevent a human from, using their hands to bash through it or something like that. 1/2 inch thick is structurally able to keep out humans that are not using tools. Okay, just like this, we're going to cover them up, and that way it also protects you from light coming out of your house. Zombies see light over here, no light over here, which way is it going to go? If money is available, they are expensive, but steel shutters are a great option. They can be put down in an instant, and that can keep, even those Resident Evil zombies out of your home. Next, we're going to look at doors. Now, if you look at your standard door in your home, there's a striker plate. That striker plate is what holds that door in place. And if you take a screw out of the striker plate, it's only a 3/4 inch screw. And it's only in the molding of the door frame. Now, if you take those screws out and you place those screws with 3 to 4 inch screws, and you lock that striker plate into the frame of your home, that door's structural integrity is greatly increased. Alright? Now, one of the other best options is security doors. Okay, the steel metal security doors, they can be anywhere from $80 to $600. You can put them in place, or you can have somebody else put them in place. This way, most of these security doors have been an obstacle for SWAT teams trying to make entry on bad guys. So with that said, and those guys are professionals, they have tools. So hopefully, a zombie with just munched up hands, they ain't gonna get through there. Alright, phase 2. Phase 2 is now we're going to look into the interior of the home. Look around your home and make a mental note of things that you could use as barricade items from the inside of your house, okay? Just in case you got those Resident Evil type zombies or something that's going to try to bust through, you need to have that second type of fortification. if you don't, you always have to have two plans, you know, plan A, plan B. Barricade items could be things as refrigerators, freezers, couches, furniture, china hutches, tables, anything like that. Other things to consider would be to be wooden shelves. Take them off the door, off your walls, put them over the door, screw it into each side of the frame on the side of the door. Helps out. Now we're going to talk about single-story homes. Single-story homes, whenever you're fortifying your single-story home, hopefully there's a garage attached, like most of our homes are. Make sure you put a bug-out vehicle in the garage. Make a secondary fortification room, which is going to be, hopefully share the same wall as the garage. Use some of the techniques that we've showed you already, fortify that room, and then if your interior is breached, go back to your safe room. If that's about to be breached, you can punch through the wall into your garage to your waiting bug-out vehicle. Now, basically, like I was saying before, if you fail to plan, then you are planning to fail. Alright? And in a zombie apocalypse, that's not an option. Now, two-story homes. When you have a two-story home, you have more options in the zombie apocalypse. First, you basically conduct all your phase 1 preps, and then take all of your food, preparation, a ladder, some rope, all upstairs. Take whatever you can, axe, chainsaw, whatever, cut that staircase out. A typical two-story home has, from the second story to the ground floor is 10 feet. So, if you get up there, you cut that staircase out, you're going to have 10 feet of safety. Even if your home is breached, then you're going to be able to be safe upstairs until you can devise another plan of probably bugging out. Now, same with this one story. You want to put a bug-out vehicle in the garage if it's available. If you are needing to bug out, usually you can go above your garage, cut a hole in the floor, descend down into your bug-out vehicle, and get out of Dodge. Now, apartment complexes. Apartment complexes create a challenge in the zombie apocalypse. They tend to have higher population in the area, and the apartments are typically smaller than the normal home, which gives you less space to store preparation. Preparation is the key, correct? So, bugging out is always going to be a personal decision, but if you find yourself in this type of situation, I believe that it's a viable option. Now, phase 3. Phase 3 is all about preparation, such as food storage, water storage, security, weapons usage and acquisition, ways to cook and filter water without using electricity, and survival knowledge and gaining survival training. When it comes to the zombie apocalypse, you're not going to be able to drive to your local Walmart and just buy a sandwich, get some food, or turn on your tap water and get a drink. All those types of services are going to be gone after, a couple hours to a few days. You're not going to be able to just have the conveniences that we all enjoy right now. So these are the things like you have to prepare. Now, you should always try to maintain at least 3 months food supply. This is the minimum that I think are recommended. 3 months food supply in your home. Even if it comes down to zombie apocalypse or just losing your job, okay? 3 months food supply. You don't want to be at home, zombies walking around, you can't feed your family, watching your kids starve and stuff. That's not an option. Alright? Along with that, you need to have 3 months of water supply, okay? Water storage can come in all types, 55-gallon drums, down to 5-gallon water buckets, things like this. Here's 3 months supply, and there's over 120 gallons right there. So, and typically what you want to do is you want to have 1 gallon of water per day per person in your household. So, you do the math and figure out how much water you're going to need for your own personal domicile. Now, we're also going to want protection if possible. If you're able to, it's recommended to have a gas mask, chemical suit, or really good quality things like that. If you are unable to obtain those, then the least amount of thing that you want is a 3M N95 respirator. That is the industry standard for the small respirators. They can actually be the difference between infection or not, even in cases of like bird flu. Now, weapons are going to be vital, but that will be covered by Special Agent Hollander over here. As Commander Hayes stated before, zombies are attracted by sight or sound or things like that. So you gotta use sight and sound discipline, or light and sound discipline while you're in your home, okay? So if the horde turns and starts coming to your home, you've made some noise or something, you need to start think about diversionary tactics. Diversionary tactics can be something as simple as like a water balloon launcher with some glass jars in it, so you can launch some jars down the street and get them going that way. Get them away from your house. Bugging in or sheltering in place, like I said, will be your first course of action, most likely, unless you're caught downtown, it is on the boxes and your house is out in Mesa, then you're host. But, unless you're prepared, you've got a bug out bag with you, you know? So, several factors are going to be, if you're going to have to bug out, is how well did you prepare, how much food and water do you have, are the zombies breaking through, or has the infection spread to a survivor in the home? I mean, when your situation changes, bugging out just may be necessary. Okay, just remember 7 P's. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Bugging out will now be covered by the Department of Zombie Defense's Explosive Expert Technical Specialist, Special Agent Beach.